Okay, so our good sis, Madam Joyce, has made another statement that's had a lot of reaction. This time she was saying, she's very quite cute and fresh-faced, she was saying that on her podcast that people saying that basically when white men like black women and calling it a fetish, it's derogatory. And why does it have to be a fetish? Why can't it just be that they like black women?
I don't like it when somebody says that somebody has a black woman. I think it's incredibly derogatory and I'm not receiving it anymore. When a guy has like a real like and taste for a black woman, they will refer to it as a black woman fetish. But if somebody really likes blondes or browns, they will never say it's a brown haired fetish or a blonde hair fetish. Why is it weird or a taboo or a fetish that somebody has a desire for black women? You're valid in how you feel. We look good. The skin is glistening. The dark skin complexion is glowing. You are not wrong. The thighs is thick, the ass is fat, and the breast is bouncing. You are not wrong to feel a when you see me. Are you surprised that a man is vocally loud about how attracted he is to you? Are we that damaged? Has society made us feel that we're that foreign to appreciation? So the next time a man comes to you and tells you that he finds you so he finds black women incredible, you better say, duh.
It must be a microcosm of discussion, really, that sometimes, or a lot of the time, it ends up being that's a fetish why you like that black girl, especially
right,
if they're
just
outside
because you
of
just
the
like
race.
black girls.
Yeah, it's because you've got a fetish. If you're outside, because she didn't necessarily always specify, but I'm taking it also to extra mean that, yes, if you're outside the race and you date black women, you've got a fetish rather than you just like black women.
Then it's your preference.
Can we discern this fairly?
I don't know about the word fetish, but I do find it odd when anybody doesn't date their own race.
Yeah,
Right.
I think I'm a part of
way
that
around.
Yeah.
camp. Yeah. But I don't know if is it a fetish? Because to me, a fetish is, you can tell when that person they just covet like the skin color. So everything is like chocolate. And, you know, there's a language that they use. It's not about you as a person. It's just your aesthetic but then people can do that normally.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's something that is just heaped at black women though, like from somebody outside.
I mean, I'm sure not, but she's speaking from our camp, and because it's a lot, you know, a lot of dating things are around black women, especially like, you don't really hear, and we're not in those groups. I'm not Asian or East Asian or any other ethnicity, obviously.
Yeah.
So I'm only going to hear the echo chamber of our world. And it is a lot that it starts to go into you're just fetishizing.
Some men do though.
Some men
Definitely do. There's it's a sitcom, but it must be based on reality. It must happen here. But there's this sitcom on Netflix, and it's about Indigenous people in Canada. Like they're in northern Canada, and this woman starts seeing this guy, and he literally is obsessed with the fact that she's Indigenous. And like she goes to his house, and it's covered in like Indigenous.
Yeah, see, that's when
you
you
know,
fetish.
that's a fetish.
He needed the partner to go with the house that he has created.
Yes.
to wheel her out every so often.
Yes.
My wife's Indigenous, you know.
Exactly.
Yeah, that's a problem.
Yeah.
And you don't ever want to be with that partner.
No.
All those white men, because we've had a guest before, I'm not going to say her name, but we have had a guest before, and she said that she dated a white guy, and then after they did whatever they did, he was like to her, something about my family have got slavery and some shit like that.
And it's just...
That's a bit weird.
It's a bit mad. And I think if I don't date outside my race, so I don't know, but there would be a series of checklists that if I were to, why are you with me, fam? But then also, sometimes you get that within your own community, because sometimes it's like you can see the wheels turning, like, I'm with you and you're dark skin and you're dark skin and you're dark
Or
skin.
I'm with you because you're light skin and you're light skin.
No, I'm talking about my experience. Like, when you're dark skin and you're dark skin and and you're chocolate and you're my queen and it's like...
Nefertiti.
It starts going into all of that. And then it's like, well, I have to now act like Joan of Arc and I've got to be regal. And if I say motherfucker and get all swearing
like, don't do that.
Yeah, you shouldn't do that.
You don't look like a girl that swears.
I can't stand that talk.
That's what I'm saying. And obviously, yes, being fetishized for being like, there's the flip side.
No, but all of it, being fetishized at all, it's like, it's weird to me. It is. Just if you like someone, you like them, innit? But
So then-
I'm always concerned when someone says I only or I like because. What do you mean?
Yes.
Yes.
It's the wording, isn't it?
It's the wording.
It is that I only date this, or when you see that they're really grabalicious to a specific type of woman.
Yes.
Like it's just overly sexual. That's when I would be like, okay, you're just fetishizing that woman. Not a preference, because I do think there are some people that they just have a liking for a certain type of woman. That's different. I think it's when it's all sexual and that's all they ever see. It's literally like, oh, look at her skin, look at her bum, look at her tits. It's that.
But then what if you
That's when
really
it's too much.
just do like that? Like, there's nothing you can't help it. Like, everything, like, oh my God. It's just everything and I need it. And like, that's what you want. Like,
Therapy. You need to speak to somebody.
No, but what if it's like, if it doesn't affect people? If it's not negative, is it okay? Like, okay.
But there's something behind it.
Yeah.
That's why I agree with you in terms of therapy.
Oh, yeah,
Because
help.
there's definitely,
break it down.
what is the reason why you must have a strong black woman if you're a small white man? Like, what's the reason behind it?
Yeah,
But then when women are like, he's got to be 6 foot and over.
Oh, piss off.
That's sensitive. Let's unpack it.
That is not the same
Of course
thing.
it is. If a
It's
woman's
not the same
why
thing.
is it if a man's like,
because you can be.
if a white man's like, she has to be so dark and this kind of shape, this is what I love. I really love this about him. And then a woman is like, if he's not 6'5", it's a wrap, and they have to be 6'5", have to be 6'5".
I still think that's a problem, though.
Is it?
That's still a problem. Like, it has to be 6. No. As
Because
Oprah
it has
said,
to be tall.
your husband may not
You
come
see,
in the package that you want.
no, wait, did you see that? Did you see what she just did
Yeah,
there?
you're trying to throw it.
You're really trying to get onto this height thing, innit?
Yeah,
Because
Okay, a beard
saying
gang.
he
All
has
right,
to
beard
be
gang. Yes, I'm a
saying he
beard.
has to be 6 foot is not the same as saying he has to be tall. It's like there's a range, isn't there?
Yeah.
You don't have to be 6
But
foot.
then tall is a thing, because if okay, let's take away the numbers and let's take away skin tone. If the man says it has to be dark skin, well, maybe there's not like a level of dark skin. Let's just keep it like that, equal then.
Yeah. Preference.
So there's
Preference.
preference. So what's the difference between preference and
When it turns to purely sexual.
Yeah.
Oh, is fetishizing only around sex?
That's generally like what it is. Yeah, a fetish.
Because
It's like
do you
it's
think
just-
that only is fetish attached to sex? Not necessarily.
That's what I thought.
Do you think? I don't know.
I kinda
don't
do.
know.
Yeah, I thought it was literally around. That's how you see them. You objectify them. You're only seeing
Yeah.
them as an object. So a sexual object or arm candy object, but they complete you, and you don't see them for who they are. So it isn't about their mind. It's not about their personality. It's literally about their aesthetics and how they fit in. It's like having a handbag.
yes.
And a human can't be a handbag. Or a piece that you wheel out to your brethren and be like, look at my
Agreed.
that might not be
Because
sexual,
imagine if
though.
you're
That might not be
imagine if you're might not be sexual, because you could actually have somebody who's let's say they're an ally, right? And there's so much of an ally that they have to have the blackest, and I mean like straight off of the boat
Yes.
type of Caribbean, African, doesn't matter, but whoever it is that they can find, they've got to be the most
really authentic.
that's the word I was searching for. The most authentically black person they could find. That's a problem. And it might not necessarily be about how sexually attracted they are to them, but about what they represent.
Yeah.
Look at me. I'm with this person.
So I can't be racist.
Yes.
Yes. Yeah. That's
Okay.
a problem.
Have you ever been fetishized? Do you think?
I don't think
No.
so. Although the only white guy that I did speak to until he got really violent over the phone. He wasn't violent to me.
Oh.
I was in Luton. He was in Camden on the
Oh,
phone. And he mashed up the phone. And I was like, stereotype. He had all black brethren. So, he was one of those.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I don't think so.
I don't know if I have. Well, I've never dated outside, so I don't know if anyone within my own community has fetishized me. I don't know.
No.
I don't know, like, not verbally. I mean,
You don't get... Because with a batty like yours, I would have thought...
to be fair, okay.
Surely.
I reckon you have.
No, but that is, no. Guys, take time because you're basically saying that someone's only been with me because my
No,
bum
I'm just, not even that they've been with you. I'm talking about even just words. I would have just thought that just your form in itself,
Yes.
would
Someone would say
attract
some
that
shit.
type of energy.
I mean, sure. Like your
Someone
bum bum.
yeah.
But then it's like,
Some
but
shit.
then that could be like, I like
wanna
bums.
Spank it.
yeah,
Bend
that's
over
how
for me.
That type of chat.
It's so round. I just want to put my face in it. Whoa.
I mean, if anyone said that to me like that, I don't mind. Man just wants to put his face in it. Like, there's certain times, you're like, whoa, David Bellamy, let's get inside the bum bum.
Let me smack that
Smack that
arse.
arse. No.
Or if someone was like, I bet you like your arse smacked.
I mean, if you say it the right way.
I like my arse smacked, but,
But you know what I'm
there's
saying?
ways to say it, isn't there?
I mean, I've had guys flirt about my bottom, but then to be on me and make me feel like, okay, you literally are only on me because of my bum. I've not had that level of direct.
Okay. Don't worry.
This is why I want you.
They're coming. The
I
bigger
mean,
we
I don't
get,
want
the
them.
more those guys are gonna stop.
I don't
bigger
want
the
that.
bum gets.
There's so many bums out there. My bum is like on the scale. My bum's there and there are bums. I've seen a couple of bums
Mate,
that are like
I
that.
think you're delusional. I think
I'm
you've got,
not.
I think you've got
I'm
a
not.
bum of dysmorphia.
Yes. You know what my cousin does? We took a picture all together, and she literally has a P. Like, it is the letter P.
Yeah.
And then she was like, "Is that my bum?" And it's like, "Have you not seen your bum has always your bum's actually got smaller now?" Like, she was like, "I can't believe my bum literally is like a P." And it's like, when you're putting on trousers, no, you don't.
No, because it moves sometimes, like, you know what I mean? But, however, I'm not saying it's not big, but I'm not saying it's huge because there are bigger bums out there. Okay,
I mean,
guys?
there's always going to be bigger bums, but your bum's not small, bruv.
No,
It's not small. Like, you can see it when you sit down.
And on that note, welcome to your Auntie Could Never. I'm Auntie AK, AK Bizzle. A Kizzle.
No, you literally ruined it.
Why?
Now I can't remember what I said.
A kizzle.
A kizzle. Yeah.
A kizzle, my nizzle. You said bizzle.
I know, but it was
it's not
Bizzle
Bizzle.
first. She said Bizzle first.
Yeah,
But it's
and then I
kizzle.
got better.
But then,
Because
A
AK,
kizzle.
a kizzle.
I understand, but it started with Bizzle, so look at me like I'm wrong.
Go on, start again.
I'm Auntie AK, aka A Kizzle.
You've ruined it. You've ruined it.
And I'm here with...
I'm
Ruined it! You ruined it! You ruined it!
Farah, your resident Caribbean queen.
I'm Nana, aka the Black Fairy, aka Dark and Lovely.
And this is our first show without Sade, Sugar and Shay. Sade, hey. It's going to feel really weird.
It does. That was probably why our intro was all over
Right?
the place,
Yeah.
because it's just different.
It's very
just
odd.
different.
Yes.
God.
It's in a triangle.
Combobulated. So this is our new configuration now.
Yeah, there's
Feels
three of us now.
Strange.
Yeah, it feels weird. We're probably going to take a minute to settle in.
Yeah.
I mean, we're
Yeah.
consummate professionals, but our sister was gone. So we
it
will
feel-
miss her, and it's
yeah.
mad.
It feels weird.
It
Gonna miss
is
her, you
weird.
know what I mean?
Do you know what I mean? No. But we understand that you're going to miss her too.
Yeah.
So please stay tuned, because at the end of this episode, there's going to be a very, very special Auntie Sade, Sugar and Shade, all things sweet and shady, brap, 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 hey, best bits. So please stay.
Hey, hey, hey.
hey. But
Yeah,
we're going to do a
best
best
bits,
bits.
just so you can remember. I mean, you can also watch other episodes as well.
Yes.
But
I mean,
There's
please
like
do.
almost
yeah.
Please do.
300 of them.
Yeah,
But,
choice. But yeah, we'll
yeah.
miss her. But we'll get on with it. But we'll miss her, and she's not gone. Do you know what I mean?
Go onto her channel.
Please,
Do you know what I mean? Oh yeah, go to
There
my
you go.
vlog.
yeah, please follow her page. Follow her on all platforms.
Yeah.
Sade Salami official,
Yes.
on all the platforms
Social
as well.
media.
So please follow her. She does a Sunday vlog as well that comes out that follows her week. So tune
And
in
she's
for
doing
that.
a reality show.
Yes,
she
she
does-
does
she
her
goes
reality
live.
reviews as well.
So she's still there in the ether.
yes.
In the iftar.
Support, man, support.
Support. All right, guys. So now, but what hasn't changed are the fucking amount of enemies out there. There's a bunch.
It hasn't.
And also, do you know what?
What
isn't
also
there-
hasn't changed? What people need to
Oh, yeah,
do.
shit.
You need to.
We really are
the like
just
button, boop the like button, boop the like button, boop the like button, boop the like button.
We've hit now.
Yes, let's do it.
Literally, like, I don't know what's going on.
Also, guys, what you must do is subscribe.
Could you please sign up to our membership, please and thank you. If you want to be our friends, it is £1.99, and to be our family, it's £4.99, and it's still cheaper than a bag of them chips.
Yes, I
Yes.
tried it the other day.
It absolutely is.
And finally, I can't remember what the final
5 stars.
Yeah, that's
5
right.
We like reviews.
We like reviews.
They're good. But
You know, they've been very good on Spotify of late. But we need more 5 stars. But you guys are commenting all the time, and I am responding. So please keep that up, but also give us 5 stars.
give us 5 stars and be
will-
warned.
Or we will turn to sender, and I will bring fire and lightning upon you.
Very, very frightening.
To blood clot.
You guys know what you need to do. Get reviewing.
Come on.
And also, we're just your favourite aunties. We are not experts. We're just sharing our opinions. Do not come for us, or we will come for you because we are your favourite aunties, but we will box you up if you take the piss.
To blood clot.
Basically.
Just make sure that you like the ting when you get in the ting. Get me? That's it.
And
Just
share.
like and share.
Share my world.
Subscribe. Join.
Won't you
All of it.
please? All right, guys.
Enemies.
Now it's time for enemies of progress, and there's plenty out there. Way too many. Yes. I'm going to start with. Well, do you know what? I don't know what I'm going to start with. I do know what I'm going to start
What are
with.
you going for? There's a lot. There's a lot out there. It's been a week.
Pavel Durov.
Who?
He exactly. He's a founder of Telegram, the other
that
talk
dude.
platform. You don't use WhatsApp, use Telegram. I have a love-hate relationship with Telegram. I'll tell you about it in a bit. Anyway, he says he's going to leave his entire fortune, reportedly valued between $14 and $17 billion, to his 106 children. Now, this number of children are 6 biological and over 100 others conceived by anonymous sperm donations in 12 different countries. Now, he says, this is how he's going to deal it out, and this is why I'm saying, is he an enemy of progress, amongst other things. Each child will receive an equal share. Here's the kicker. None will access the money until 2055 to allow time for personal growth and independence. Now, I say, this is bullshit. You got your 6 billion, give it to me now, Dad. Give it to me now. Is he sensible to say wait 30 years to figure out if you're going to figure out your life, or should he give the money now, dagnammit?
That's out of order. 18 is the standard, isn't it? Like in trust.
21 if you must.
Yeah, but so
25 at a push.
they're born now and they have to wait until 2055 if he dies before then, or they got...
The death has not been mentioned.
Okay.
I think he's put it in trust for them, so whatever happens in 30 years,
So I'm
they
gonna
get it.
be
might
like
die.
30 odd. What's the... Give me the money now. Give me the money now.
Give me my money.
The other thing that irks me is the 100 sperm donated children, because he says it's anonymously, right? So if you're leaving their money, how's it anonymous anymore? It's no longer anonymous, is it? So then how are you gonna fuck up these people's lives? What if they don't know what's going on?
For real. And then they come into
And then
a
what if they
windfall.
find out? Because the other thing about it, to have 100 children by sperm donation is not right.
No.
Because you're supposed to be limited to a certain amount. So the fact that he's going and sowing his royal oats all over the gaff, people could be living next to people and they end up being related to them.
And he said 12 countries.
12 countries.
So then he's going to have about 8 in each.
Yeah.
8 or 9 in each.
Yeah.
No, come on.
And he's probably used the same sperm bank.
Because that's what they do.
So that's exactly what they do.
just
So
like
he's used the same agency. So in one agency, he's had 8 or 9 kids.
It feels like it should be illegal.
It should be
an
illegal.
enemy.
Illegal, but
He's an
also, it's interesting. How would you feel as a biological versus the sperm donor child? Because I'm assuming that the 6 biological, he's in maybe more. Obviously, he's active.
Yeah, because they know him, don't they?
They know
as their
him.
father.
At the very
Know
least,
him,
they know him
but-
as their dad.
Yeah.
But the 100 others are getting equal money. I think he's dividing it equally. He's not even saying biologicals are getting a little bit more because I actually know you. You 100. He said he's treating them all like equal. Would you feel some type of way if you were the biological?
Of course.
Would you want more
Yes.
than the? Would you? For what? They're your siblings.
Well, not really. Cause
They are.
Okay, just
They
genetic
are.
stuffs.
They are. Just because you didn't live with them doesn't mean remove them.
Genetically, they are, but if you've got to remember why people go to a sperm donor.
Of course.
So, like, if we're going to get into the whole thing of like, I've got a sperm, my parent, I'm here via sperm donation, right? It depends how you look at the word siblings, doesn't it? Because they're not supposed to be your siblings if it's been donated.
They are.
Yeah, because that's supposed to be a whole different
it's
family.
a whole different family.
No, I know, but
so
they're
genetically they're your siblings, but they're not really your siblings in the same sense of the. It's not like my dad has gone and banged this gal over here, and I've got a sibling that
that's
way.
the same
It's
thing.
not the same thing because
It's artificial insemination, right?
But it's because usually when someone's used a sperm donor, it's because they can't have a baby any other way. So if they can't have a baby any other way, it's supposed the whole thing is it's meant to be removed. It's like a surrogate. It's meant to be removed. So if a surrogate has a baby for me and then goes off and have another baby, genetically they may be related if it was an egg surrogate, but they're not really your siblings.
But
so
they are, it's just words. To me, I think
It's genetic.
To me, it's work because that literally my half siblings.
I don't like that word.
I know you
can't
don't. That's what I'm
stand
saying,
it.
but it's words.
I fucking hate that.
Fine, but
Sorry.
but it is words. It's the truth. It's my half siblings.
Why did you say it again?
Because I'm allowed to. Because I don't have the same. But I don't call my siblings my half. I don't.
But that's why I'm wondering why you're saying
because
that.
some people do, and I don't think it's wrong. If
But
some
we
people-
don't.
But the world, we're not just speaking in an echo chamber. The world out there, some people are comfortable saying my half sister, my half brother, and I don't think they should be vilified if they feel like
No,
that.
I wasn't suggesting that.
Yeah, that's what I'm
was
saying.
just
That's what I'm
suggesting
saying.
If it's not a word that you use, I don't.
But
know why
I'm saying my half siblings, technically,
Yeah.
they are half because they've got half the DNA, whatever it means. So but they're still my siblings. If they were raised, if my dad just had a one away,
It's not the same thing.
for me, I don't know why it's not. Because it's either someone had sex or they haven't. But at the end of the day, it was if my mum had artificial insemination for the next child, because she couldn't have one in the natural way that we typically have, does that mean that child is not my child?
Because
my
when the
sibling
person
anymore?
does donations, they remove all legal responsibilities and
understand that.
well, I'm just responding. They remove all legal responsibilities and everything towards that child because that child is now the family member, the responsibility, the legal, all of that stuff lies with the family that has accepted the donation, and that's all part of being the sperm donor. You're not supposed to have all of these children via sperm donation.
That's going away from what I'm saying about the sibling. All I'm saying
They're
is
not
that
really siblings.
If my mother has a child by artificial insemination, it is the same thing. Because if she happened to be what's his name's receiver, that child that she gives birth to is my sibling.
Because you're with
But
them.
he doesn't
But just
have
because they were
parental
no,
rights.
he doesn't. But that to me,
Your
like,
mother,
he shouldn't
but your
actually
mother
even give
has
any money.
parental rights.
but we're talking about something
But
else.
your-
I'm just talking about
But
this
your
sibling
mother,
conversation.
but
Just the
your,
sibling
okay,
of it.
but your
Okay.
mother, if your mother accepts a sperm donation for somebody else and has a baby, that's your mother
I know.
that you're with,
I know.
and the sibling
So
is
that's
there.
why it's your sibling. Okay,
Because
okay, I
that's
get it,
what
I
I
get it,
mean.
I get it, I get
But
it.
if I'm okay,
Yeah.
all right. He has not got parental responsibility, but that's like a man that fucks a woman and disappears. He's lost his responsibility just legally he doesn't. Illegally he does.
But that is important though.
But my point
That's the
is,
whole
so
thing
then,
with sperm
but the thing is,
donation.
if I go out and someone meets me, like I just found out I want to have a thing, and you're my sis, we have to share. If we get on, then I can say that's my sister. Why not? Why would I
No,
always
because
say
that's
that's
two
not
different
mine?
things, though. Because when you do a donation, it's through a channel. It's like a third party.
I understand
So
that.
you've removed that. So even as I've been born into a family, there was two. They were married. I have my siblings. If you've donated, I shouldn't even know who you are.
No,
to
we
even be
know
able to
that.
say that you're a
But my
sibling.
That's
point
why
is
I'm
that-
saying genetically, I understand that they are siblings.
But
That's
genetically,
what I'm saying, 'cause
but
you're
not
not saying
familiar
that,
lines.
sibling.
though.
we said genetically. We said
No,
that.
but they are. But you're saying it's not your sibling, but it is.
We said genetically they're siblings, but they're not really
They're
siblings.
not siblings.
What does the word sibling mean, please?
Because you've done
'Cause
a
what is the word?
donation, so they're not.
But what does the word sibling mean then? Because you can't be genetically the siblings, but
Because
they're
they're
not
not
siblings.
family. You're not. So genetically, you okay, your DNA lines, but you're not family because he has no parental right because he has donated his stuff.
But the human being that's created is related
That's
to you.
why we're saying
And that-
genetically.
I
Okay,
understand
so they're
they are
related.
your family.
Yeah,
They are, and if
but
you
not-
decide
but
to
not
choose,
sibling.
but if you choose to make that, because that's how it is. The person that's shared, we share DNA. I've
Yes.
got the same dad as you, whatever the case is. You are my you're my blood,
Sperm.
and half. And
I think,
because if you talk,
I think it's when you use the word dad or father.
I know
it's just
that's
sperm.
it's sperm, but the same. It's still just sperm. It happens to be that my dad is in the picture. There could also be. It happens to be my dad's not in the picture. He's gone. So that means I'm now a genetically made person because my dad's gone. He just happened to do it the way that we know.
No, but because it is the whole thing of the way
It's
that
words, I
it's,
think.
It is the way that it's been done, because a man who has a relationship with a woman and has a child and fucks off, that is different to a man that goes to a sperm bank, wanks off in a cup, removes all legal responsibility because he wants to help somebody else have a child. It's not the same thing. That's why I'm saying to you, genetically, that sibling thing is not the same thing. I understand if someone meets someone who they have the same sperm dad. I get that, sperm donor, and they decide that, okay, I'll get on with this person and I want to do it. But technically, like, really, they could also be like, that's not my sibling, because it's a donation.
But people say that when people, that's why when you like say you don't like the word half, some people are like, that person's my half, not my brother. I know people that are like, they're outside, that they came about, they're not related to me. When they blatantly are related to you. That's your blatant brother or your sister. You just don't like it because it makes you think about the brokenness of your family. That's why you don't want to deal with it.
Like if your dad or mum dies, you're probably all going to be at the funeral. I think that's the familial line.
It's familial.
But a donation, if I was the product of this marriage, one of the 6, the 100, that's out of order. That they shouldn't be getting anything. And even if I was a parent, I would want the money, obviously. But I still think, no, that is an infringement on, you just did a donation. Why are you now inserting yourself into our family story?
So the Norwegian man that's had like 1,000 children, right? That guy,
crazy.
The parents of the recipients of his donations, whether or not it was physically or like because sometimes he was like, I want to actually go through the process, or whether it was the normal way, the traditional way. When they've all found out that he's had all of these children, they have made sure that they have days where the children get to know each other, but not because they can be raised as siblings, but so that they can understand that this person has genetic.
Has
a genetic makeup the same as you. You need to avoid them.
Fucking them.
So it's not like they're saying, "Oh yeah, we're all siblings."
But that's different because some.
Why is it different again? But it's still a sperm donor. That did it.
All I'm saying that in that 1,000, some of them might be like, "Yeah, I've just met you, not going to sleep with you, but we're related. You're my sister. You're my brother."
And that's why I said that can happen. But you're like, automatically, that's what it is. I don't think it's.
I didn't even say the words automatically. I just. Think,
I know you never said the word automatically.
I do think that it's semantics. I think at the end of the day, what it is, we are made from the same DNA, or half, whether it's full half. You automatically are related to me. And it is the word for it is brother or sister. And if you don't, even if you're technical, that's my half brother, that's my half sister. That is what it is. You are. You just don't. It's just that you don't live together, you don't raise together. But that if I've got I don't know how much my dad's got. I might have a brother or sister in Ghana somewhere.
That is different again.
Because it wasn't a donation. That's it's like you're removing the element of a donation taking place.
The physical, the sperm of it all.
That's literally
just that person is still my relation.
Genetically.
I know.
But not a brother or sister.
What is it then?
We are genetically related. It's literally.
So what does the word brother or sister mean?
Because you have to have a familial line.
Why?
That has to be your dad.
Is that the technical time? Is that the technical thing of it?
I think so. That's what I'm going with. I think so. I don't think it is just genetic makeup, because it's like personal story. When we were trying to conceive and it was like it wasn't working, and IVF was going to take ages, so I looked into egg donation, and I was like, actually, that would be great. Maybe this is my destiny. I'm going to donate half of my eggs, and then I can have half and have IVF. In that process, there was no way I was thinking, if the woman has a child, they are related to mine, or that has anything to do with
That's not your egg.
She was donating
they would be having their egg.
Sorry.
I was going to donate my eggs.
Yeah.
So that child is not mine. If it comes along, if I had done it and I donated my eggs and that woman had a child, that child has nothing to do with me. What I did was donate some of my genetic stuff that you need to make a human that has nothing to do with me. That is how I saw it. So
that's how I see sperm donation.
And that's why they add in the word donation, because there's no familial lines. If a child came and was like, but I came from your egg, you have a mother and it's not me. It literally was my egg.
Okay. But you're still related to them, no matter what you've got genetically.
That's what I'm saying. Genetically, we have a relation, but you're not siblings to my kids. I am not your mother, stepside, donated mother, none of that. Wow. I was just giving my
So you
bodily
think
stuff.
so you're saying it's just words. In Nana's with the story that she's given to you, that's her kid.
I think it's. I don't know. I don't think it's. I don't know. That one is a bit. It's a different thing.
But it's the same
But
thing.
it all feels. It
It's
feels
the
different.
same thing
having-
because it's
it
a
feels
person.
Because
different.
it's parent. That's why it feels different. Because it's parent, but it's the same thing that you're saying.
So Miss
But I
Lot, I
still-
could have done. I could have given 4 eggs. There could have been 4 kids out there. I have a whole load of money, and I have my 2 boys that I've raised. I'm gonna take their inheritance and split it between 6. That's wild.
I think what he's doing is what. If the child came back and said, "Mummy,"
No, I'm not your mum. I literally.
but I'm related to you.
Genetically.
Yes, genetically, we are related. Yes, definitely.
You're my mother.
No,
You
No.
fool. No, you are. You're my mother. You
Okay.
didn't raise me. You had nothing to do with me.
not
but-
your mother.
Okay.
Because your egg and my dad's sperm made me. That is how humans are created.
donated it.
Yes, you did, but I'm still related to you. And you are-
Genetically.
and if you met my dad and were like, "Oh my God, you're amazing," got together, that's my mum again. Technically, it could happen. It could happen.
Literally, no. Please, in the comments.
It could happen.
Please.
That's not crazy. But that could
is.
happen. But it could. You're trying to tell me that's never happened before in this whole world? That's never happened.
Hey.
I know, but are you telling me that's never happened?
Why are we going there though? We're
know what
talking.
you're
We are
asking.
literally. You're going to a whole nother level.
But
You can meet my
why?
dad, and then you fancy each other, and you get together.
No, but-
That's not the
but
thing
I'm
we're
allowed to
talking about.
ask,
But that is
'cause
not.
you're-
No. Hold on a minute, because you're going off on a tangent.
Okay.
That is not what we're talking about. We are discussing: do genetics automatically make you family? That's what we're discussing.
Yeah.
We are saying it doesn't make you family.
And I'm
you are
saying that-
you are saying it makes you family.
Yeah.
We're saying it doesn't.
Yeah.
Nana gave a story where if she donated 4 of her eggs, those children that are born from the result of her donating her eggs are not her children.
I understand
And
everything
I have no. And
You
they
are
have
saying
no
they're her
bearing to me.
children.
No, I understand.
And then,
I understand.
you're going on to say, but then if you met their dads and you got together,
because
you
I
could
know-
be
I know
my
it
mum
sounds-
again.
It sounds silly, but I'm just saying that technically because I've been trying to. Because when you said it, I was like, okay, I hear where it can be that. But then again, and this is it sounds like a stupid scenario, but let's just say in the amount of people in the world, this could happen randomly, madly. It sounds stupid, but then there's the thing of, I have made these 4 children. I think you're my mum.
Haven't.
You
That's the
donated. I know.
difference.
Okay, I donated the eggs to create this human. You don't know where these humans are going to be made, how they're going to be made, but they're from your eggs. They are genetically connected to you.
Yes.
And if a scenario happens where somehow they end up back in your world in some whatever
They still
shape,
got a mum.
Yeah.
they have someone that raised them. But
They got a mum.
mum.
They got a mum. Not just raised them.
Okay, they've got a
not
mum.
just
but-
raised
all
them.
right, let me finish.
Okay, go on.
They've got a mum, right? Even still, that's like I've got my birth. Like the woman who raised me, I was adopted, and I found my birth mum.
But it's
You
not
know,
birth
but
mum.
But I
It's
get
not
you
birth
didn't
mum.
give birth. I get it, but it's still genetically.
That's it.
And I'm
That's
saying
the
that
word.
you are my mum. Technically,
No.
I could say that. I could want to say that.
But
That's all I'm saying. I could want to say that.
The person.
And you don't have to
could.
receive it, but I could want to say that and say, you are actually my birth, like my mum.
not birth mum.
I could.
It would be
Not birth mum.
wild. It would be a wild take to have if you were made up of donated substances that got you to be human form, to think that you have a connection to that person.
No, it's not a
because
question
it's not. It's for one. It's so arbitrary. It's like just the methods that it takes. Who has a connection to their eggs? It's like, and that's the same with sperm. Unless you want to, that's why those people are mad. It's like it's not a thing. You don't think, oh, I'm donating, and that person is good. They're not going to even find you, and that's why what he's doing is ludicrous. Because
what
then
he's
they're
doing
going
is
to
ludicrous.
know
Yeah.
the stuff that they came from.
But I
That
think it's
should be
also the
illegal.
knowledge that starts to play with people's head, because it is the knowledge that starts to make you think, as a human being, your emotions start to be like, and I think that's where I'm also coming from. That's why that person that's a donor created person, the minute they realise that there's people that have got the same genetics as me and they start to place societal rules of what the boundaries are, that's my brother, that's my sister, that's my mum, that's my dad, that's when it starts to be the human thing, where it might be ludicrous to you, but if someone's like, this woman, she's raised me, she's my mum, but genetically I know there's something different, whether it's just I've got fucking brown eyes and she's got blue, I see the woman that the egg, like, that's the part where it's like, you're my mum, and I'm not being silly about it.
I think Kerry Washington has found out that her dad wasn't her biological dad. She's
yes,
not
yes.
going around saying that the sperm
That's
don't.
her.
Am I allowed to speak?
Didn't seem to me. Okay. Go on.
She's not going around saying that the sperm donor is her dad. She's not saying that.
And I'm just saying that's her.
Of course that's her. But that's a good example of somebody who has been birthed via sperm donation.
I understand that.
In a lot of the other documentaries that I've watched where people have had children via sperm donation, they're not, when they find out that it's via sperm donation, they're not going around saying that's my dad.
I understand that too.
I
just don't think it's
I can't say I've ever
outlandish.
seen that scenario where people are like, I have a connection to the source of the materials that got me here. I haven't seen that. Because I just think it's so far away.
What I have seen,
I think it's how
what I have seen is the concern about the genetic, the genetic makeup and how it could be, you know, not manipulated. That's not the right word.
I know what you mean, though. Yeah.
How dangerous it is if they don't know this other person. Who else is out there? Like because there's an American doctor. A gynecologist that actually did that as well, and I can't remember if he went jail or what happened, but there's an
that was the Netflix series.
There's a Netflix series of an American, and he was doing so he was doing using his own personal sperm on all these women, and there's like adult women, or not just women, sorry, there's adults that have found out about this guy, and they're not necessarily saying that that's my sister or that's my brother. I'm just talking that they're not necessarily saying that, but it was important for them to find out, and they were upset and hurt because of what he did and how that affected their lives. But what they weren't doing was saying that's my dad.
Okay.
So I think where we're coming from is that for me anyway, there's a difference between a donation and somebody who has laid down with a person, male or female, and had a baby and have family ties to that person, even if they are not around. It's a bit different when to donating something and removing all of your rights towards that, and also going via a third party in terms of how the donation is proceeded.
And no one should ever know where it's come from.
Yeah. I think once you know, that opens a can of worms, I think.
Yes, definitely.
Absolutely.
And that's what I'm talking about.
We can agree on that point.
We can agree on that point.
And what he's doing is a fuckery.
Yeah. It's not. Yeah,
he's an enemy,
basically.
First of all, 30 years
enemy.
is a long thing. Give them their money now if that's what you want to do.
He's definitely.
And do a little bit of a staggering to the ones that you actually know versus the ones that you don't know.
That's wild. I'd be so pissed off. Should I go next?
Yeah.
All right. Okay. Total change of subject.
Okay.
B. Simone. And I don't even like putting B. Simone in the bin, but I'm putting B. Simone in the bin. B. Simone has done a podcast with one of her besties, apparently. 2 clips have been going viral. One, her bestie was in absolute financial dire straits, had to move back in with her family, was on food stamps.
Being a best friend with a celebrity, everybody thinks that, because you're connected to this person, then your life is just as grand as theirs, or you got
it, or they helping you.
Baby, didn't have a job, living with my parents, a single mom. All this happened to me this past year.
Jesus.
And then it's like to not have resentment in my heart towards you because I saw you do this for other people. I saw you give a check to somebody to help them through whatever they went through. And it's like, God, like nobody didn't give me a handout, but guess what? That wasn't your responsibility. God had to take me through that for my own season, for my own thing. I had to get my car repossessed.
Jesus.
I had to go through the food stamps line. I had to be on Medicaid because whatever I'm building my story too. But it's like, as a friend somebody who has it, it's hard to digest. They're probably shocked that I'm even saying this right now.
Oh shit.
B. Simone is a millionaire. And they're talking about it. And I'm like, this should never have been aired because B. Simone, you're a fuck you's friend. That's my first thing. Is that out of order? Let me know. We'll come back to it. Okay. Park that. That's one. Okay. That's one where she's out of order.
Yeah.
And then the second out of order is they go further along, and B. Simone is also saying, I too am in financial straits because I have created this a podcast app that's going to have lots of different shows. I've sunk all of my money into it. And when I was in Bloomingdale's, I couldn't buy anything. And I said to you, like, we got to go to H&M.
Just my finances. Like, the budgeting, you see how I am nitpicking every little thing. I've never been like that. We were in Bloomingdale's yesterday. I'm like, we have to go to H&M.
Yeah.
Like, I notice it in me now, just nitpicking. And it's not even, I just don't have it like to spend the liquid.
Yeah.
I'm used to having liquid. I'm used to seeing a certain amount in my account.
But you're
And it's like, I've never been like that. So we should have sympathy for B. Simone having to pivot from Bloomingdale's to H&M. I think the girl needs somebody to talk to. This is wild takes. Why should we have sympathy for somebody who wasn't able to shop in Bloomingdale's but has enough money to shop in H&M when there are people that can't eat?
I think it's tone deaf. Like, your brethren is telling you, I've had to move back home with my mum and dad and I'm on food stamps. And then you say, but me too. I have to shop at H&M. I can no longer shop in Bloomingdale's, but I can still shop just in H&M. It's tone deaf.
It's tone deaf.
It is. I don't know about expecting her to give her brethren money because she's a millionaire. Because...
Really?
But only because... The only reason why I'm saying that is we don't know what money she's got.
Okay,
if she sunk all her money into this thing and she doesn't actually have physical money, it's all in...
Yeah, she said it's not liquid.
That's what I mean. If none of it's liquid, then she might not be in a position to actually give her brethren any money. Like, you know, you look at me and say, but you got a car. All I've got is a car.
It's a nice car.
Do you know what I mean? That's all I have. If you were expecting me to hand over, like, chunk of change, like, where? Can I clowner it?
I think it's tone deaf, and the expectation. It's what kind of brethren is that your bestie? Why don't you actually understand your friend's situation on either side? You know what I mean? Like, you shouldn't be sitting there, because that means there's an element of watching, like, yeah, she's gone to Bloomingdale's again and Bloomingdale's again.
No, her friend's not said anything, though.
Oh, you mean the other brethren?
Yeah, like...
Where you getting that?
The brethren was saying the brethren was saying,
Oh,
I
was
was
she?
watching you while you were able to write checks and I
wasn't.
was living at home with my mum.
Yeah.
Oh, I suppose it's not watching her like that. It's like, maybe...
No, she's watching her.
She wanted her
it's
to be
that thing-
saved, but she weren't saving her.
Yeah, it's that thing.
Oh, so she was saying in the podcast
Yeah.
that she wanted B. Simone to save her.
She thought that she would, like, and people were expecting...
Oh, she thought that she would
because
help
she's got
her.
a rich brethren.
So what's happening is also
okay,
you're
I
letting
get
the
it.
people in your ears like, but your brethren's got money though, so why are you struggling then? Da, 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 da. And it's that thing of, well, what kind of friendship do you actually truly have? Where B. Simone is actually saying, no, I have the money, but I'm also sunk it into businesses and I'm not liquid, so I don't have it to give you anyway. What that means is not a friendship, because if you're struggling, if I'm struggling and you've got money, and I'm just like, and then we should have a level of bestie friendship where I'm like, I know what you're in. So I know that, okay, your money's there, but you've also got it in loads of business, so you're not flush right now. I should know what's going on if you're my bet. And you should know, and maybe that's where the tone deafness comes in. My brethren's struggling, so you're not going to be like, oh, shit, man, I couldn't even go Harrods today. Oh, my God, I had to go Zara.
Yeah, that part is like,
It's a bit in stock. But then also besties, understanding each other's situation. Sometimes it's like, a pretty girl's like, oh my God, I feel so ugly today. And the girl that feels like they're ugly is like, oh, you have it so good. But then the pretty girl feels like she can't ever express her bad days because someone's always going to make her feel...
You can express your
you know
bad
what I mean?
days.
So it's figuring out how you can navigate
You can
that.
express your bad days, right? And you can say, do you know what? Yeah, shit's kind of tight for me too. Don't say, I can only shop in H&M now. I can't shop in Blooming. That's tone deaf. The girl's on food stamps.
In the same
She's on food
pod.
stamps.
In the same pod, one person's talking about I had to move, but like I was basically homeless, and my damn bad is I wasn't able to shop in Bloomingdale's, and I've had to go
What
to
I will say
H&M.
though, this is where I do think it's fuckeries as well. Like if she's basically homeless and she's had to move back home with her mum and dad, you know, B. Simone's got a house in it. Like
I think. I know there's
Could've had her in
levels
the
to
guest
having
room.
money.
Yeah.
But if you have a little bit more, and you know your friend is struggling, I think it's nothing to just be like,
hold that.
What can I help with this month? Type of thing. Like just a little help. But to go about your business. You're going on tour. She's watching you live a life, and she's having to pull her kids. I just think that's hard. I can't call you a friend after that.
The thing is, like I'm struggling to put gas and electricity.
Yeah.
And you're going to Henny's every day. Like
Fine.
I'm sure you can wear something that's in your wardrobe. You can remix a thing and chuck me a little £500 in it at least.
I think it's the lack of honesty in their relationship. That's what it's giving to me, because you're being, and you're like, I'm down bad, I have to move home. Are you front into each other? Are you pretend? What? Because why are you also talk up? And why is it that you can't talk her? Because I'd be like, sis, I'm like, because also I might be like, can I borrow some money? Sometimes that thing, if you're sitting in your stuff and you're like watching everyone, like, I'm waiting for someone to say something but then it's like, also, you're cutting your nose off to spite your face. I know there's pride is a big thing, and I don't want to be shitting on her because it's also hard when you're going through stuff.
Yeah.
You also don't want to be a
sometimes
burden,
you don't want to talk about
and
it.
you don't want to talk about it, and you don't want to have to ask. You also
want your brethren
And
to
then
just
also,
notice
if you don't know when you
Yeah.
can pay somebody back,
Yeah,
you
all
may
of
not
that.
want to have that
All of that.
conversation.
Yes.
all of that.
Yeah.
And also,
And then maybe she could also be the type of brethren that's like, you know, like you borrow money off someone,
Talking.
and then every minute they're like, so
yeah,
are you going to pay me back?
yeah, it could be that. And on the flip,
So you're eating a Kit Kat today. All of that. That's nice that you had a Kit Kat. I would have liked a Kit Kat, but I ain't got no
on
money for
on
a
the
Kit
flip
Kat.
side, it could be like B Simone's like, I know this girl and her money. Like, why are you poor? Because you went and spent all your money in Bloomingdale's when man know you got to pay your. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
What's the nature of you guys'
Yeah.
relationship that this has got to this point where you're watching and then you're oblivious? Something's wrong, I think.
That
Yeah,
is-
But that's
that
not
is-
true
that's very
friendship. I
true.
wouldn't
That is
expect.
true.
There's a lack of honesty
There's
somewhere.
a lack of honesty
Yeah.
somewhere.
It's a wild
Okay.
pod. Then another clip has just come into my head where the friend gets better. Like, so obviously she's back on her feet. It's probably why they're doing the pod. So I think she's a bit of an influencer now. And she calls up B Simone and tells her some good news. And she's like, I've got this opportunity. B Simone is like, okay. Comes off the phone, calls her back and is like, you know what? I don't like how I'm feeling. Like, I don't know what it is. Instead of speaking to her therapist, she's speaking to the brethren who has told her the good news. So then the brethren now has to cancel B Simone. Like, so what, do you think you're jealous? Do you think you're angry? And she's like, I don't know. It's just like, I don't want what you have, but something in me feels angry and sad about this. I was literally like, B Simone,
She's had too much counselling.
I think you're in the bin.
Yeah, yeah.
I think you're an enemy of progress.
She's an enemy of progress. She's absolutely an enemy of
she's a bit of
progress. You know them friends. She's one of them people.
Yeah.
You know them friends that they only want you to be down bad.
Yeah.
It's because it makes them feel better about themselves.
So she's a bitch.
Yeah. Basically.
All right, I tried to.
No,
find a reason.
basically.
She's a bitch.
Basically.
Yeah.
But I
Maybe,
think- I think
maybe
that's
bitch
crazy.
is a strong word.
I mean,
She has bitch
Americans say
tendencies.
bitch, you know what I mean?
No, but she
Bitch.
has bitch tendencies. This was a bitch move.
There's something in it though. Hold on.
What?
Let me find some reason.
Go on.
Go on, you always can.
I always can.
Go on.
I will
on.
side
Say
eye you.
again. Say again.
All right, so she's called her.
All right,
she's
cool.
giving her good news.
There we are.
She has a lot of therapy. She's had a lot of therapy.
Right.
And her therapist's like, always confront your feelings in the moment. So she's like, I hear what you're saying. It's made me feel a little bit funny in my stomach.
Yeah, but why? You're a hater.
He's
I'm
what I
not
bet you
hating.
need
You're
to
a
say.
hater.
Now listen to me, my friend, my sis.
Nah, fuck you.
No, sis.
You're a hater.
I love
I've told
that
you, I
for
don't give a
you.
shit. You're telling
Now
me
I'm
you're
feeling
raining.
attacked.
You are raining on my parade. I have told you about some good news that I'm going through, yeah, and you're making it about you.
Yes,
Yet
sister.
again, I told you I was on food stamps, and you made
Yes,
it about the
sister.
fact that you can't shop in Henny's
Yes,
no more.
sister.
You're making it about you.
Yes,
so
my
why don't you
sister.
take yourself and get out of here?
Yes, my sister.
Yeah, because she's removing
She
the
does.
excitement from her friend.
Yeah.
Imagine that your friend's finally got some good news.
I called her back.
Yeah.
And you've called her back to say, oh, I don't like that. And then now I've got to worry about you.
Somehow I'm exactly.
The reasoning is,
Go on,
guys,
what is it? What's wrong with B Simone? What is wrong with her?
Nah.
She was like, you know what? She's being honest.
Nah.
I'm confronting my feelings to my sister.
Nah, go and chat
I'm
to
just
your
saying that
therapist.
I love it for you. I don't even want it, but I'm feeling some type of way. What she should follow up with is, I know this is my fucking shit and I'm working on it, my sis. I love this for you. I'm gonna shut up now.
No, but you know what? You see, like about you're saying, talk about it in the moment. Yeah,
Yeah,
not
yeah.
everything you must talk about.
No, not everything.
With
Yeah.
everybody.
But what if it's-
what,
it's-
that's
what if
no.
that's all therapy?
Talk about it. Talk about it with your therapist because sometimes people say things to make themselves feel better
Sure.
rather than to help the other person.
Yeah.
And that's a prime example of that. You shit on somebody else so that you can feel good about yourself. Oh, I said it in the moment though. No,
It's not okay.
Fuck you.
I
It's
think
not
that
okay.
is a therapist convo. Once she came off the phone, put it down and was like,
Can't
I'm
put my
feeling
therapist-
really shit. You needed to book in with a therapist. And then after that chat, you needed to call your brethren back and say, you know what, when you told me that news, I needed to be happy for you.
Yeah.
And now I am because I managed to work through what that was. Not in the moment where the woman now
Interesting.
has to be your therapist.
Yeah.
That's crazy work. You're a shitty friend.
She's a very.
I want you
shitty
to do
friend.
better.
B Simone, come on the show. Let's chat.
Is she going to come on
She's
now?
a very, very shitty friend. My enemy, I've got a couple. Who should I start with? Let's keep it light. Let's keep it North Wheezy. So, my enemy is the press. Yeah, I mean, they're always in there somewhere. And people online chatting shit, basically. Yes. So, last week, Big Zee, every year he holds an event in Harlesden, H-Town. He holds an event where he basically has performers and he gives food out to people and helps. He does really well in the community. Lovely community stuff. It's very successful every year. This year he managed to get DJ AG to come down and do a set.
Right.
So it was going on. DJ AG was there, and then there was a couple people in the back started scuffing.
Okay.
Which is super annoying. Yeah, but the focus then went in the press rather than them talking about all the great things that Big Zee is doing and all the not millions, but all the hundreds of meals that he gave away and all the other things that he gave away and what he did for the community. They're talking about scuffles in Harlesden and how bad it is, and DJ AG had to shut down his live and all of this stuff, and they just were trying to make it very negative when something so beautiful and positive happened. Yes, there was a scuff, but DJ AG, he made a statement afterwards and he said something did happen, a minor incident occurred, but after that I carried on. It's not like he packed up his decks and moved on. He just didn't go back on live.
Okay, so he just did his thing.
He just did his thing
with the community.
He just did his thing with the community, and it's just I don't like the connotation of what happens in areas like Harlesden, predominantly black areas, and when black people come together. It's just this whole thing again of we're trouble, we're this and they're that. That could have happened, and DJ AG actually said it as well. That incident could have happened anywhere. It could have happened in King's Cross. It could have happened in Hyde Park. It could have happened anywhere.
Yeah, and
and it does.
I mean, have you seen some of his videos with the nonsense people that come and trouble him whilst he's DJing?
Yeah.
The amount of
I've seen it in Brighton. Is it Brighton where he was? And people, drunk people are coming and trying to
touch his deck.
And they try and
can do all sorts of things. Like, it's always the way. You highlight the negative. I think that's human nature as well, to like highlight the negative and talk down on something, and it overshadows. And it's annoying. I mean, also the people who did the scuffing are also enemies of progress.
God, they're enemies as well.
Take it, relax.
They're enemies as well.
And what were you scuffing about? You know, it was a freaking nonsense, not worth it.
Stepped on someone's foot.
Something
or
stupid.
Trying to see, I don't know, whatever. But yeah, don't let these things overshadow and just take away the shine. And yeah, Big Zee, wig up to what you're doing. And I actually hadn't heard about what he'd done. So this is great that DJ AG's sharing his spotlight. And he said he'd even go back as well, which is lovely. Like, I'm going to come back. I'm going to support the community. Going to keep supporting the community.
Yeah.
Like, he's like an angel, this guy.
He really is.
Like, he's such a wonderful person. Like, I hate to put all that pressure on him, because when he wants to have a little normal moment, it's like people might judge him, but he's just such a good energy, good spirit, and he's got such good vibes at all times. So you know,
he's doing his thing. I think that is great. Things will happen. You know what was pissing me off though with the online chatter? It was more black people being like, see, black people can never have
we can't have enough
black people. And it's that rhetoric that I think is a true enemy of progress, because realistically, scuffles happen everywhere. And nobody says that about white people in football.
Exactly.
Like, white people can't handle football, you know. So football shouldn't happen because of it's just white people.
They never say that. They never say that. It's like that whole carnival thing again, isn't it? They never say shit.
It has to go on our shoulders.
But can I just say what he gave away, like how successful it was? So there were 831 meals given out, 80 plus trainers, 100 plus t-shirts, 100 plus hats, 250 patties, 100 Sam's chicken meals, 300 Sky juice, 1,000 drinks given out, 40 short sets, 50 nappies, 50 wipes, 100 gift bags, and 100 safe stationery sets.
Amazing.
This is what he did in the community.
And this is one dude that's just decided I'm going to give back to Harlesden.
That's what he does.
I love that.
Me too.
Amazing.
Big up Big Zee, man.
What's annoying though is that whoever clipped that bit, because it was during the live stream, wasn't it? So
so it got clipped very quick.
So also, as much as I hate and I do agree that black people can't work together, that jumping on it, that I don't know how, because I think the stream resumed, but then it gets picked up that moment when it's live, it gets locked off. So I understand people's reaction to that, because they saw it in real time and they didn't know how big or bad it was until after the fact. So I think in the moment, especially if you don't know that it came back, I don't know how long it was offline.
No, he didn't go back live again.
He didn't go live.
He just stayed.
No, he stayed and he continued. He just didn't go live.
If you're watching it, I can understand, like, fuck's sake, and it's to the world. So I as much as I hate the black people can't work together shit, because that's actually an absolute fallacy, because we absolutely can, and we do every day. Just I can understand the disappointment and the I don't know.
It's
why.
just the noise that comes along with it.
don't
that
like
doesn't
it, but
come along
yeah.
to any other race. That's the
They don't
thing.
have
where
the
it's-
same thing. They don't have the
But
same weight.
on my park, there's always a set of, they're either Bangladeshis or Pakistanis that play cricket. Whenever we're there, you will hear them arguing, and they will just do their thing. People are filming and everything, but it's just when you gather, sometimes there are things that go on. It just feels like there is a lot of noise when it's black people that get loud, or there is a fight. It's like black people, you can't take them anywhere. They're always going to fight. And it's like, dude, do you know how other communities, like, this is a standard that you don't have that follows you?
I think that black people, I think it will be in the Asian. I think if it's something that happened with it in the Asian world, they will say the same thing. We can't get along to because I have spoken. I say one. I'm not going to say like I've done a whole study, but I was doing some like a business conversation with a South Asian woman, and she was saying, and it's something that put me in perspective, because she said, you know, black people are so organized. You're so together. We look to you for what you do, and I'm like.
Asian people.
Yes, this is the first. This is the first time in my life, because we use you as a blueprint of success. And she goes, absolutely not. We are in disarray. This is obviously her one perspective.
Yeah. I was going to say I need to see. I need total evidence of this.
The fact that she was like, in my world, growing up, and to be fair, I think it's two. There was another woman who I mentored. She said the same thing. The way that black people come together, the way that you are so galvanized, the way that you can fight for what you want, we don't do that, and that's what we are in awe of. There is we do have this echo chamber where we think it's just us, and that's why I always say, like, I try to say that it's in our bubble, that's what's happening. But I definitely believe in marginalized groups, they will say the same thing. I think it's a marginalized group thing where it starts to be like, we can't do this and we can never do this.
Yeah.
White people don't have to worry about that.
That keeps
and
you
maybe
down there.
even working class white people might be like, no, look, you're fucking
Yeah. Well,
chavs,
they'll
you know what I'm saying? So
blame
anyone that's
immigrants.
in a marginalized group, when something goes wrong that makes, in quotes, us look bad, we will down on ourselves.
I can
and I
believe
think
that.
we are the loudest culture, so that's why it seems like it's more magnified when it's us. That's the only thing I'll say, but I absolutely dislike the rhetoric.
Think it's not seeming. I think it is because it can get echoed in
more.
mainstream media as well than it does for other communities.
Exactly.
So they may say that about themselves, but it doesn't get the reverb.
Exactly, because we are the
And then
dominant
becomes
culture.
a part of our stories that then you'll have black people also saying it loud and proud
exactly.
as well.
That's the problem. Yeah,
I mean,
I agree.
Big Zee did call out some of the blog pages. He said, see how quick blog pages were quick to post 0.1% of bad. Let's see how quick they post 99.9% of good.
Exactly.
Because they didn't.
Exactly.
And he called out Shade Borough and Live by the Rules, because all of them were chatting shit and not actually talking about the wholesome community payback, which is what the actual event is.
Yeah, exactly.
What's a
But that's the
shame?
thing, didn't even know the name of the event until...
Yeah. He does it every year.
You know?
It was the controversy that I saw.
Yeah.
But then in looking into it and then seeing lots of the people that were there, I was like, this is amazing.
Yeah.
It is so.
This is great. And Halston needs it.
Yeah,
Halston needs it, man.
my daughter's auntie was there.
Yeah, at the play.
My co-workers went. It's down the road from where we work, so.
So it's cool.
Oh, that would have been fun.
I have more, I suppose.
Yeah, go on. What's your next one?
I have a mini one, and then I have a bigger one, I guess. My mini one is Jay-Z, don't try it, yeah? Right? Listen, Jay-Z, listen. I don't know how many years it's been since I last saw you in a full-blown concert, yeah? But you know, like, you have been my top rapper in the top.
He's part of your top 5?
Absolutely.
Okay.
Jay-Z is absolutely. Skill-wise, absolutely.
Okay.
Haven't seen you in concert for a while, and you decided to pop up at your missus's concert in Paris. That's all well and good, yeah? Fine. Where were you and where are you? I need, if you're going to finish this and not do any more rapping, just be a businessman, can you just do one more concert for your fans who have enjoyed? I went to your first London concert. Maybe it was your first London. I don't know if it was your first London. I went to the Blueprint. It wasn't your first. I went to the Blueprint concert, yeah. That was my first Jay-Z concert. And ever since, I've been to every damn... I've been to New York to see you, Jay-Z. Stop taking the piss. Can you come to the Europe and do.
He did come to the Europe.
I thought he had retired.
Well, I don't care.
He
If
did.
you retire, then retire,
He did
innit?
come
Don't
to
pop
the-
up and
Every man can make a special appearance.
listen.
That's all he's
listen,
gonna do, he's just gonna
listen,
pop up.
Listen.
Sometimes you have to pop out and show them.
No, don't pop up. You're not Kendrick or Jay-Z. You're Jigger Man. Can you please, Sean Carter, just do a final tour concert? Just do Royal Albert Hall or something. Just do that.
Fair.
Do you know what? I actually totally understand why he did it.
What,
You're
just
in
pop up?
Paris. You're in Paris, right?
Okay.
He's safe for one song and one song only.
Paris special though.
Because it's the song is N-word in Paris.
Oh, is that what he performed?
That's what it is.
Was that
Yeah.
all he did?
That's all he did.
No, he did Crazy in Love
He
as well.
came out to Crazy in Love. He didn't
Okay.
really do much.
He did
came,
the-
Oh, he could
did
have
the
done it. He
first.
could have at least
Yeah,
done
he did.
Europe.
He came.
If he's about, was he in London?
What times?
He's been around. He's with her.
Then just jump
No,
on.
because
Thank you.
I get the iconicness of him being in Paris. It's the last day in Paris, and he does that.
No, that makes sense.
I totally understand.
All I'm saying
it wouldn't
is-
have the same effect if he came and did
No,
that
I
in
feel like
London.
you should just,
I
if
kind of
you're
get it.
there, just come out with
Nah,
your
I
dreads
kind of get
do
it,
a
and
little-
it's not
a little
about him.
thing.
And I think Beyonce as well was getting people were chatting shit and saying, "No, she's nothing without him." So there was that talk.
Well, I think Renaissance changed all of that.
But that's
anyway.
why I feel like she made like Renaissance. He doesn't feature on Renaissance.
Yes, yeah.
He doesn't feature on Cowboy Carter. I think she's making a point
Absolutely.
to be
Oh,
a
that's interesting.
singular.
to show
Entity.
that. And she says it in some of her songs. I'm not his little wife. You know.
Oh, it's a long time. Okay, my bubble has been.
So because of that, she doesn't need him. She clearly doesn't. She's selling out stadiums. She doesn't. She's not selling them out because of him.
It would what
What I
be
did
an
like-
favorite.
What I did like though is if you think about it from Rumi's perspective, right?
Yeah.
She goes out every night and she sees this crowd and they're going mad ape shit for her mum. Yeah. And I just like the idea that she's never seen her dad do anything because there's still a little bit in
Yeah,
it. So she's never actually seen her dad do anything. So to be backstage and then like your dad pops out and everyone's going mad. She's like, oh, so daddy is a rapper. I just have this image of her being like, he does stuff.
Oh, we should have
He
done
doesn't just
more.
stay at home.
That's I don't think
France doesn't deserve it.
not at the wife's concert. That's the wife's concert. Because as far as I'm concerned, Beyonce, I've never had that thought. Beyonce, you can do whatever you need to do. You don't need Jay-Z. You never needed Jay-Z to do your stuff because you sell out every single concert. What Jay-Z you need to do, separate from that and do your own.
And he
That's all I'm
changed the
saying.
lyrics, didn't he? He said, might make you meet baby.
Fine, whatever the
Instead
case.
of-
I
I
don't care.
I
I actually
don't
don't
know.
even care. Just come out, do your own
Yeah,
concert.
sorry.
You owe us. Final. Don't be popping up randomly. Final.
But he said he's retired.
He hasn't.
retired,
Are
man.
we not going to respect somebody?
Anyway,
saying
Right,
they're
because he said,
over
what am I
it?
rapping about? I've got nothing to rap about.
He's a billionaire. Well, let's hope.
Your
he's-
back catalogue is fine.
He doesn't need to do it. He don't want to do it.
And it's, you know the thing with touring and everything though, even 50 Cent was talking about, and he's very fit. And he was like, it's a young man's sport.
I understand.
Because of the level of work. And then when you get to a certain space, how you want it to look and everything, it's a lot. I don't think, okay, a condensed tour he probably could do, but he doesn't need to do all of the dates. No. But I think with his businesses, he's probably like, why would I go on
No,
tour?
I understand all
And
of
then
this.
also, because she's on
No,
tour.
we get you understand it. I'm just
because
saying.
she's
that's
on
the-
tour
Just-
and she's doing a world tour.
Yes.
When are you going to be on tour and all of you be with your family? How are you going to make that shit work?
Okay, fine. When she goes off break, then you do your concert.
But then she's got Act 3 coming. She's not really on break. If you look at how she rehearses, how much time she spends like a year in rehearsal.
It is a lot. It's a lot.
All this talk is really pissing me off. I just
Yeah, he doesn't want to do it.
Jay-Z.
You don't want to do it.
concert.
You don't need to do it.
He's a
It's all right.
businessman.
Right. Not a business
Well, make it my business, man, to do a concert, man, because I want to have my never change.
It may happen. You never know.
I think it's going to happen. I think he's popping out and shaking,
Maybe that's Act 3.
dusting off. Yeah, let's do that.
He'll
I don't
come
mind.
back around.
All right.
All right. Should I do? We got some good ones on here. Okay, I can't think of anything to do. I think we covered a lot.
Have we done enough?
What do you think?
Well,
Farah? You
look,
got
just
one?
okay. Jocelyn Savage.
Oh God. Okay.
She's defended her R. Kelly relationship, but her parents
Oh,
are saying it's an
that chick.
AI deep fake. Did you lot see it?
Yes.
No,
So she
I didn't
basically
see it.
spoke out and in a new video saying she's not a victim, and she's happy to be with R. Kelly. They're engaged to be married.
Yeah.
That's the shit every once a year.
And despite her parents' ongoing concerns, she stated that she chooses not to speak with her family. She's estranged from them. And but her parents have come back and said, no, we don't believe it's her. We think it's AI. We haven't spoken to her. We've not had contact with her. We want to come and get our baby. And they've not been able to get access to her ever since they kind of introduced her to R. Kelly.
Yeah, they
So,
it's over 10 years
Yeah.
that she's
Yeah.
gone.
So-
It wasn't AI, it was just stupid. I was literally like, I remember watching the parents and thinking, oh, this is really sad. And then you hear more of the details and it is like, but you guys kind of took her too early. And he was known to be questionable back then. But the video is clearly her.
yeah.
It's definitely ChatGPT written, but it's her. And she doesn't want to come home and she's almost 30. Sometimes you just got to let your kids go. I feel for them, but let's not be like there is some AI generated image of her. I don't think so. I think she is just within that spell. I don't know what they're doing with her, but she don't want to be with her family.
Because she came out and said stuff before. When it was the other chick too, there was two of them and they did the interview and they were both there
But
saying...
they were on Girl, weren't they, together?
That's it, it was Gail they were on, yeah. They've come out and said
She's
stuff.
under the mind control. It's like, what can you
she
do?
is.
I do feel for them, but it was silly to say this is AI. I
Yeah,
was
they
like,
should've
It's
just
like,
guys.
like old people like this AI. No.
That is not her.
It's not that good, yeah.
It's not that.
Just a quick one.
Yeah.
I'm throwing Trump in the bin.
You have to.
I mean, he's here all the time.
Yeah.
He's back in the bin.
Yeah, you have to.
For a series of reasons.
Yes.
So I'm throwing him in the bin because Trump decided that he's going to get involved in Israel's war against Iran and bomb Iran without any permission from Congress,
Yeah.
which is illegal, by the way. So he decided he was going to go and do that. And then after he did it, he's like, we did it. It was very successful. It's so great. It's really great, great, great. And then later on in the week, he came out after Iran fired missiles towards a military base in Qatar, a US military base in Qatar. He came out and he was like, oh yeah, it was performative or some shit like that. He said they were just playing, they just needed to get it out of their system. Yeah. And then he came out and said that I have managed to get a ceasefire between Iran and Israel. And he tweeted it on his platform or whatever the version is of his stupid platform. And minutes after that, Iran were like, I don't know what he's talking about. And Israel were like, I don't know what he's talking about. And then some fucker was afoot. Then he tweeted again and said, if Israel fire bombs at Iran, do not launch those bombs. He's basically having a fit online because he's made this statement about this ceasefire. Then he was captured in an interview live on television where they asked him about the aggression between the two. And he said, and I quote, they fucking don't know what they're doing.
Oh, dear.
Now, I'm all for swearing, but I'm not the president of any United States. The president of the country came out and swore. And why it makes me even more mad, people are now like, yeah, it just shows that he's really passionate. And it's not...
And that's the part.
Trumpers will defend that man to the hilts. Have you seen there's an experiment and it's like a group of MAGA people, maybe 10 of them, in a room, and they are doing ludicrous stories. Like Trump has just he's molested somebody. What should we do? How do we do it? So what we've got to say is like, it was a deep fake. Like, they are coming up with stories and they're like, no, I would still vote for him. Like, he's still a good man. It may have been like years ago. Like they're insane. You can't do anything with those folks. They will support him. Doesn't matter what he says. Yeah. But he is a disgrace.
He's a
When have you heard a
disgrace.
president just swearing live?
Like,
the thing is,
and the big word as well.
Live.
Big
Live.
I think if he was doing it for anything but his foolishness, because he's pissed because he's stressed, I wouldn't even mind so much, because we are in this space where now everyone's trying to be real, you know, like a bit more man of the people or woman of the people. If you're swearing for something that's worth swearing about, not because you're messing up, because first and foremost, you said you destroyed all the nuclear
Capabilities.
He said it's very,
And then-
very successful.
And then Iran said, we moved that shit in March.
Yeah, exactly. And you barely touched the surface of what we want to do. Trump, you're a fool.
And then even the fact, like, he's so their NATO are meeting, and there's a clip going around today when the guy is basically saying to Trump, "Oh yeah, Daddy had to say strong language."
What? Ew. Daddy.
Daddy. He calls Trump Daddy.
Blah.
Oh,
It's just,
God.
it's just sickening.
What are
and
we
then,
living in?
and then the Western world are saying they're in this summit talking about how they need to strengthen their alliances and make sure that they have enough like basically they want to increase their security provisions and weapons and all of this kind
it's
of
just
shit.
Like, I'm so mad. It's like when we're talking and men want to be like, women, men, please look at your brother. Look at your brother. Ask him why, my friend, why, comrade. The world is being run into the ground because of sensitive, wannabe big dick men. We are literally, it's not women. It's not women. The fact that you lot are
They're
scared
a
to
part
vote
of
for
it
women.
too.
It is not women.
Because can we
Yeah,
say
they
that
are.
Kamala would have done any different? I can't say that.
Yeah, but
No,
okay, the
hands on
system
They
that's in
all
place.
said Iran is our biggest enemy.
Do you
so
think-
at some
do you think
point,
Kamala would have done this?
She wouldn't have tweeted the shit that he tweeted.
Yeah.
But the bombing or allowing Israel to bomb them, yes.
Yeah,
I don't think
know-
any American government would have stood
I
up
think
for
it's-
and been like, look, you can't do this.
Yes.
I think it's an institution that has been set up by men. I'm not trying to do that, but I think it's an institution that's set up unless you've got to read from a script. And the script is you cannot deviate from the script, but it's men-driven.
Well, I think they do have to read from the script because there was something in the presidency that says that they must, without a shadow of a doubt, support Israel at all costs.
Yes.
Doesn't matter who it is
That's
up
the
there.
part. That's
Yeah.
the part.
Because
And do you remember
the New York
even-
mayors are having to say that Israel should exist and all manner of stuff. It's like it's actually crazy how it's all over politics. Nobody can denounce Israel at this moment in time. Give it 5 years, watch everybody start talking.
And do you see Joanne Reid talking on the Breakfast Club about her show going, and then Charlamagne was like, okay, so what do you think it really was? And she said that there's two things. It was talking about Trump, because Trump was suing everybody who says anything, and it talked about Gaza, like any platform. And she said it, and the way she said it was like, even if they didn't want to, and if they know what you're saying is fair, they would rather than run the risk of being shut down or whatever, or losing business, anyone who spoke on it had to go. And that's it. That is it.
I mean, the lobbying is crazy. The same as over here, LBC. I can't remember what the woman's name is, but she was on air disagreeing with somebody one day. We ain't heard from her again. And she can't talk about it because she's locked into an NDA. So she was actually having a go at James O'Brien, who was like, she is purposefully not talking. And she was like, I can't talk about why I have been sacked, basically, because I'm in an NDA. And if I break the NDA, they are going to sue me. Like LBC are going to sue me. So she just came off air. They're doing this to journalists all the time. I mean, look at the one who... Gary Lineker losing his job. It's like he was always going to lose his job eventually if he didn't shut up. So we'll see.
And also in this country, this is another bunch of people who are in the bin. Just very quickly, whilst we're talking about that type of shit, the Home Secretary, Yvette Cooper, has bring forward. She wants to basically ban the group Palestine Action.
Oh, didn't that went ahead, didn't it?
Was that it's today? I'm sure it. What's
Yeah,
the,
I think it's.
Oh no,
actually
it's the
gone through.
30th. Isn't it the 30th that it's happening?
This is crazy.
I can't remember. I can't remember what day it is, but basically they are
an action group.
They're an action group who are against the genocide of the Palestinians, and they broke into a military base and they painted red on planes that were set to go or to be involved in the death of Palestinians. She has listed them as a terrorist organisation along the likes of Hamas and ISIS and all of these types of things. She's listing them as a terrorist organisation, and if you promote or become members of Palestine Action, you could face up to 14 years in jail.
14. Are you okay?
Because she's saying they're a terrorist organisation. They haven't committed any crime, any violent crimes. They haven't done anything where they've caused any manner of death. They haven't done anything like that. They are literally just saying, maybe you want to stop killing babies and innocent women and bombing them and funding them, this genocide. Maybe you want to do that. She's put them down as a terrorist organisation. But all the right wing, not right wing, that's not the right word. All the terrorists who are what they call the white guys, what are they called again?
What, like the Proud Boys?
Yes, all of those people.
Yeah.
Nothing against them. They're not terrorist organisations at all. That's all totally fine. That's all totally fine. If you're
It's going to shit.
it's going to shit.
It really is.
Do you have anything positive to say?
Oh, the BBC. Sorry, just one more thing. So the BBC are in the bin again as usual because Glastonbury's happening.
Oh, yeah,
and
I was gonna say
Kneecap
that, yeah.
and Kneecap are performing, even though a lot of people were trying to get them.
So trying to get them.
They were
back.
really trying to get them banned.
I thought you said it would be.
So the BBC have come out. Glastonbury, Kneecap are still going to perform at Glastonbury,
They're
not going to air them.
but BBC have said they are not going to air their performance.
Yeah, because BBC are really impartial.
They're so impartial.
Like, truly. Okay. Well, at least Glastonbury stood on business
Yeah.
and kept
And
them
kept
there.
them.
I mean, this year at Glastonbury, actually, big up to them. They have a whole load of black people there. Not even just Bashy.
No,
they have a whole
just
R&B section, which they haven't had. I went to Glastonbury throughout the 90s, and you could spot a black.
Should we
And
go?
that there are so many black folks.
I
think it's a bit too late for us to go this year now.
I was actually
Like next
listening to BBC One Extra. Was it yesterday? I don't know, one of these days, and there was a woman on there, wish I could remember her name, but she's been going Glastonbury, young woman, she's been going Glastonbury solo for the last maybe 10 or 11 years.
Wow.
And she was
stuff
talking,
is
and
big.
she was talking about every time she goes, she meets people and she has a whole experience and develops cool memories. But she's like been involved in working with Glastonbury, and she said this year there's a real push for
It
blacks
feels like
at
it.
Glastonbury.
It feels like
Well, look,
it because
it's
I've never
not too
seen
late.
so much programming directed at black folks. Like, they just don't do that. It's usually dance, and then maybe at one stage, like about 2010, they really brought grime in, and then obviously you had Stormzy on. Like, that was around the time. But now it's like, okay, we want black people. We want black
Stormzy
power.
2010.
No, Stormzy may have been
Nah, it's not
2014, I
later than
think.
that, yeah.
But it was, what I'm saying is from 2010, they had a concerted effort to bring more black people in. I would love
I mean,
to
if someone
go.
wants to give us some
I
tickets
don't
and
think it's
see
too
like
late.
some
We can
aunties to go.
glamping though.
I mean, I don't know if I want to stay. either.
You're away this weekend. That's
It's last week this weekend.
yes.
I mean, we can still go.
yeah, we could. We could.
still go.
If somebody
Come on,
would
last minute.
sponsor us, I would go. I would
To be
stay. No, I'm not staying in general pop tents, but I would stay in a tent in the artist area.
Yeah, 100%.
because there's showers there.
Yeah.
I'm not staying in Gen Pop.
No, never.
That sounds
I'm not
like
staying.
hell.
No,
I'm
no.
going and then leaving in the evening.
No, it's so far.
Getting in my-
I'd like to stay in
Staying.
the fancy bit.
Yeah.
The fanciest bit. I understand there's levels of what fancy
Yeah,
is.
yeah, yeah.
But the fanciest bit of the not fancy, I'm saying the fanciest bit. And I would forfeit my
Artist
ticket.
area is all right.
Oh, man.
It's
I want
not
a
bad.
glamping place. A couple people I know go. Should have organised it, actually. Should have thought about it.
Yeah. No, next year, we should definitely be there.
Yeah, but you know,
rather go
sometimes when they do
Coachella.
the black year, then next year's...
I know, and then it reverts.
I'd rather go Coachella. Somebody.
Yeah, well,
Oh, that is like at the bottom of my pile to go to.
Oh, is it?
That I'm not interested at all. Because that's a day thing. Very few people stay at Coachella.
Yeah, I don't
You
want to.
go
Did you hear
and-
me say that? I will go to
No,
Glastonbury and
you
leave
know
the
what?
same
You
night.
need to experience it.
Do
you
I,
haven't
Nana?
been. That's why you're saying
Why
that.
do I need to
Everybody
experience?
that goes-
I can't even...
I'm
Everyone
not.
that
I'm
goes-
not saying that it's not a good time because I know people that have gone. And when I've said to them, "Did you wash though?" They're like, "No," but
Did they stay in Gen Pop?
some of them did and some of them didn't.
Because in Gen Pop, I wouldn't go in that shower either. It's absolutely... You're more dirty going into the shower
Blech.
than not and just using wet wipes. But if you're in Artists or you're with the traders, there's showers and you have your own toilets. So you don't have to
I'd need
mix it up.
like you said, I'd need the
Or you
highest
go
level.
glamping or...
Yeah, I just need the highest level and then I'll be fine.
Or
I-
there
People
are
must really
hotels.
stink, innit?
You don't
I don't think-
notice.
I don't think it's
Because
like
you
that, but yeah.
stink too.
Because it's
'Cause
on a
everybody
farm.
stinks.
So everywhere
Farm stink.
smells.
I don't like it.
It's the most fun. I don't think I've experienced anywhere as good as Glastonbury.
Oh,
ever.
wow.
It's flip. There's one rave that we went to, and they had dug a tunnel, and you went under the tunnel and came up into the rave. Like, there's just experiences everywhere.
That sounds
It's
weird.
phenomenal.
That sounds scary.
We would have so much fun there.
Were you eating things when you
No,
were
I
in
wasn't.
Glastonbury?
No, it wasn't that time. Oh, I did do okay. Yeah. But it was light stuff. It was just weed. It was just light stuff.
Okay.
Like hash cakes type things. Like nothing crazy. No mushrooms. I wouldn't do mushrooms there.
Okay.
There's too much going on. Absolutely. But we would have fun.
I would go with conditions. Coachella is Baychella. If unless
Too hot for me.
Baychella,
Enemy.
that's what hurts my feeling. Like I have the worst sadness that I didn't go to Baychella.
That looked phenomenal.
Like
definitely.
if I was there, I would have blown my bum off. I would have exploded into little pieces.
That's not gonna happen. I don't know anybody that could turn Coachella.
Yeah.
And I'd be like, I want to go.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Because I mean, and even if Beyonce was headlining, I'd have to know I'm getting that. Because
I don't think she's doing that again.
I know, and
That's what I'm saying. It's
Yeah.
a one-time thing. Has Rihanna done it?
I'm not interested.
It wouldn't be Rihanna for me.
And not like that, just because there's certain performers that
Yeah, like
no matter
Beyonce-
where they go, I would be desperate to see them
Oh
and,
my
and
God.
upset if I haven't.
Yeah.
I really wonder
Like-
who could do that to Coachella again. I can't think of
I don't
anybody.
know.
Not to the level that she did it.
Because it would, for me, like, obviously, it would be a Prince thing or something like that. But just what she did, all I know is that when the next day, me and my daughter, I was like, we watched it again and again. And I was trying to find.
I watched it after when we
And
went
when
to
it
the
came to Netflix,
concert.
yeah.
After we went to the concert, I watched it the next day.
Yeah, 100.
And then I watched the one that she did, the Christmas one.
Yeah.
Because she's phenomenal.
Yeah.
I mean,
There
I
isn't
really
anyone.
don't think there is another performer quite like Beyonce even like, just I was thinking the other day, when we went to the concert, she has these wristband things, right? They're like kind of cowboy kind of wristband
Okay.
thing. I don't know how to describe them. But when you're in the concert, they've got something and it lights up, yeah? And it's all obviously it's programmed lights and stuff like that. But just the fact that every single person at every single concert has this thing and you can take it away with you after, so it's like a little treat that you get. The fact that the merchandise, down to the bags that they put the merch in,
Yeah.
it's all so well thought out. And this is what I mean about, I love performers. I think Chris Brown is a great performer. I think Kendrick, I'm so excited to go and see Kendrick. There are certain people who I will always go and see. But Beyonce is literally on another level. The attention to detail for every little thing. It's like, this woman. That's why it takes her so long to plan these things.
Someone will come along.
Someone
there
will.
always is
always
somebody.
There is always somebody.
She's the person of
because
the time.
Michael Jackson,
Basically, yes,
because Michael
exactly,
Jackson was
like
that
Michael-
guy.
There-
He was
there
that
will be
guy.
another-
Because of his time, he didn't do the showmanship because it was about him and his performance. Beyonce's
Yeah, but if you look at his videos,
I mean,
not live, okay, so because the capabilities weren't there.
that's
But
what-
even if you look at him performing live, there were things that he was doing that nobody else was doing at the time.
Exactly.
But in his videos, because he was able to capture those things that are in his
Exactly.
head and execute them in that
Exactly.
way. Beyonce's executing things
On
in her
stage.
concert on
Yeah.
stage.
Yes.
What would be executed in a video?
I don't know.
Like, she doesn't need to do videos anymore. She saves her visuals for the concert.
Which is fair.
And her
One of
visuals
them-
are insane.
Yeah, visuals are insane. I mean, again, I guess we don't go to every single concert because I don't know what. I'm not saying the same level, but I don't know what attention to detail someone like a Taylor Swift does. She doesn't do the routines and stuff, but does she?
I just don't think it's the same.
Because I've never watched, I've never done, I don't care.
I don't
I don't
care,
know any
but I just...
Swifties, but they would probably say very similar because I do think I,
think she
have
will put on a
seen
thing.
people discussing Taylor Swift and what she does. But for me, musicality, it's not there. So
it's not.
It's
But
like
it's
the
also
all-round
performance.
package. Yeah, the all-round package of it, I don't think that person has surfaced yet that is
I
going
don't
to
think they
take
have.
over Beyonce.
No, yeah.
Yeah.
I think maybe they're a child now.
Maybe it's her child now.
I don't think it is, honestly,
think
and
it's
I'm
a
not
child either.
coating off her kids.
neither.
But
We don't know what Rumi's got.
I don't think it's them. And more often than not, it isn't usually
It isn't
the
normally
person's
the child.
It's
Yeah,
someone
it doesn't happen very often.
I don't think it's
But I genuinely just, even if people say that Taylor Swift is a great performer, and there's all these other people that they say are great performers, I believe you. Because as I said, Chris Brown is a fucking amazing performer. He works his ass off, and I'm like, wow. However, Beyonce is on a different level.
Chris Brown, what let me down about Chris Brown? The outfitting, no. And the staging, yeah. But he, as a dancer, performer, and even his dancing, dances versus singing, yeah, he's a performer, he's a showman. But I feel like there could have been some more 5, 6, 7, 8.
Do you think that could have been because he was in prison? Like just
It
in
took him
terms
off,
of
it took-
rehearsal time?
No.
But
maybe
he was
it
only,
took a
he
little
was
bit
only
off.
in for a week.
Yeah, no.
It was just a week in the end.
He was only in for a
He
week.
kind of looked like he rolled
But
out.
I just
because of
think...
it.
Did he?
No, I don't think so. I think this, again, if we're talking about levels of performance and overall thing, Beyonce takes, it's like she's in, what is it? She's a method actress.
Okay.
Yeah? That's what I would say. You know, like when you have a person who they're about to do a role, and everywhere you see them, they are the person. They're in character.
Yeah.
That's Beyonce. The minute that she announced that she's gonna, or not even the minute that she announced, when she knows that she's gonna launch this album, all she's doing is wearing country shit. If you look back, all she's doing is wearing country shit. Everywhere she goes, she's wearing country shit. Like, for her, the staging, the attention to detail with the merchandise, the attention to detail with the lighting, the attention to detail with the stage, the attention to detail with the costumes, all of that is part of it. A lot of other people, they may have great costumes, but it's not blend into the story of the actual performance. Beyonce, she's giving you theatre all the time. It's completely different.
Madonna used to be like that too.
Yeah, actually, Madonna was.
That's
what I'm saying. It's
right.
like every kind of generation,
Madonna was that too.
Just that
person comes.
But
we haven't.
But that's it,
that
innit?
person hasn't.
She didn't. And she was so. It's not the full package.
And I think Prince was that. The only thing he didn't do is like have, but like his Love Sexy tour, the way he set up the stage, and then when he did his 21 Nights, his thing was like everything was thought out, but he just didn't have the visuals. He just was just about him.
Like
and it's a different time, innit?
But exactly, it's like Michael.
Like that,
technology is
all of that stuff.
on
She's
steroids
able to
now.
do now stuff that only those guys, the Prince and the Michaels of the world, were able to think about.
And Kendrick's up there, to be fair, because every time, and it's funny to see watching him grow from when I saw him at Hammersmith, and then Wembley, and now we're gonna go and see him. He's improved.
I think that he is. I think Kendrick is definitely up there, but again, it's about the level of, it's about what you're getting. Kendrick is like, in terms of his execution and what he's going to achieve as a rapper, he's up there in terms of how Chris Brown is in R&B for me. But it's different levels of performances, right? Beyonce is just, again, she's so elevated to the rest of these people. I just don't know when we're going to get someone else like that. And I think even if you don't like Beyonce and you go to her concert and you see the shit that she does, you have got to give it to her. There isn't anybody else that's doing what she's doing. Not one person. There isn't.
I would argue because Kendrick's is different about his last.
That's what I mean. It's different.
I think when you guys have seen all three of them,
visual,
you should.
That's what I'm saying. But that's why I'm saying Beyonce's in a world of her own, because what you mentioned about Chris Brown, okay, Beyonce dances and she sings, but it's all the rest of the stuff. Kendrick's a great performer and he's amazing, and his lyrical content and all of this kind of shit, but it's all the rest of the stuff.
We'll see at this concert and then come back and tell us all three have been at the same venue.
Yeah.
Vibe, we'll do categories. I'll come up with them. I want to know vibe, costumes, merch, who did it. Because you just don't know. But that person, everybody has their moment and then they fall. Obviously, Beyonce isn't going to be there forever. There'll be a new one. Yeah.
There will.
We'll
be interested to see who it is.
Yes. Who they are.
It's gonna be me. It's gonna be me.
Enough.
Maybe it was. All right. We done ski?
We done ski. That has been your Aunties Could Never. Thank you for tuning in. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.
And just hold up, wait a minute. Hey, number tutti frutti, get on the floor if you got that booty. Wait a minute. Yeah. Anyway.
It's all right for you to sing.
Anyway, don't forget to stay tuned just for a little piece more, because you're going to see Sade's best bits.
Roll VT.
Roll
with the body of a dancer. It is Jocelyn. Everybody say hi.
I'm moving you to the middle. There we go.
Hello, Jasmine. How are you? How are things going?
No, I'm really good. Just getting used to your life being on camera. It is a bit overwhelming, but in the nicest way possible. We've been receiving so much love. Yeah.
I love that. And then why did you go on the show in the first place? Like, because I feel like Filipino culture is very similar to, like, you know, Nigerian, Ghanaian culture. Do you know what I mean? Like, they're very traditional, don't really put your business out there, that type of thing. So, like, doing the show must have been a shock to the family itself.
Yes. I mean, funny saying that, I actually grew up with a lot of Nigerians.
Oh, did you?
I went to secondary school in Southeast London. So all my friends were Nigerian.
Yeah.
We knew.
And I think, just to add, I think it's just ridiculous, because at the moment the infection rate is doubling, isn't it? Every 7 days. So like, you don't hear anyone blaming them for this. Do you know what I mean? Like young people have been blamed, like old people have been blamed. The what do you call it? The
people have been blamed.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Like so many other people, everyone apart from this group. Do you know what I mean? It's just hypocrisy. It's terrible.
Nivea. Nivea.
They're cancelled.
Yeah.
Oh, really? Are they? Nivea for men is cancelled.
Yeah.
Even for men branch.
For men. So.
You know that's a different branch.
It doesn't matter. Nivea is cancelled.
Okay, what do they do?
They
encouraged.
They promote bleaching in African countries.
They did.
Yeah.
So does my auntie though. But like, are we cancelling everybody? Because like, what are we doing? What are we actually doing?
Who told you to get into this? Who told you to?
I was just about to say, did they sponsor the pod?
No, they didn't. No. It was actually a girl.
Definitely.
Like, yeah, it was a girl that I dated, and she was like, "Yeah, you've got nice skin, but I can see a bit of the ash." She doesn't care about anybody. That's the thing. If anything happens to you, if I was to clap that, she would start laughing. You're one of those ones that you like pain, you like tragedy. That's your vibe. That's your genre. You like tragedy.
No, there's humor in everything.
Yeah, that's so crazy. She laughed at Romeo and Juliet at the end when they died. That was her favorite part. And I'm not talking about the new Romeo and Juliet. I'm talking about.
I've really got two strong questions in my brain, and I can't choose.
Okay.
So should I just say them both?
Okay.
Or...
Yeah.
Okay. So, maybe they are kind of connected. It's like, how can I have peace with myself? And also, how will my family ever have peace?
How can I have peace with myself? Well, so let's start that again for Sade. How can Sade have peace for herself? Spirit. I know, like the comments will be like, what is going on? How can Sade have peace for herself, Spirit? What's funny is that your cards, and this didn't happen with anybody else, you can see how like it's jumping because it's so. How can Sade have peace? There we go. We've got the Hermit card in reverse. We've got the Knight of Swords upright. I'm just trying to see what that says. Usually I'd read it as it's facing you, but I'm reading it how it's facing me. Okay. Yeah, so yours are jumping out because it's like, finally, she's asking some questions. They wanted to talk to me. Oh my God. The Hermit card in reverse comes out because it's saying that how you can have peace is to not try to half participate in life. Like you come in a little bit, but you're ready to retreat at any time. Like you have to let something play out first.
What, first card?
You're like, well, fuck, I don't need this shit. Like, I think you're out. And
I am.
First card.
Wow.
But, that doesn't bring you peace. No. And I resonate with it so deeply because it's like when you've had to fend for yourself for so many years growing up and whatever else, we are so self-protective that the first sign of danger, the first sign of somebody or something not being how we expect, we're like, deuces, I'm gone, right? But allow people the chance to show you who they are before kind of like heading on out. Or there's also this energy of even if you do enter into situations or things, you don't give your whole heart, you don't put your whole self into it because you're always like, oh, there's this almost energy of like, because this is like a Virgo card, that's what the Hermit depicts. There's this energy of like choosing projects, not people. And so
oh my God.
Surprise.
Wow.
This is amazing.
Oh, wow.
But the reason that we'll tend to go for projects and not people.
I love it. I love it.
I can feel that. Literally. The door is there, but it's locked. Okay.
Oh
The reason that we tend to go for projects and not people is because if we have a project to fix, then we don't have to put our whole selves into it. It's a fear of intimacy. It's like, oh, well, I'm working on them. So when they are better, when this thing is better, when my home, wherever the case may be, once it is better, then I will feel safe. But it's like, you know that actually that person's not going to be able to do that. And that's exactly why you chose that. So
Damn.
And the Knight of Swords speaks to that as well. Like also sometimes maybe gravitating towards people that are not intellectually on your level. but
Liberties.
But it's doing so again because you feel like it's doing so again because it's just like you always get to keep a very well constructed distance between you and them. So you can't be like, oh, you know, how can I know peace? How can I feel peace when you've constructed this? And it's not intentional, it's not malicious or anything like that, but it's something that you've done for self-protection for so many years that you have to reprogram yourself. It's a conscious effort to reprogram. So it, almost like the moment you feel attracted to somebody, run. But because like it seems like it's going against what we're saying. It seems like it's going against what we're saying. But what we're really saying there is that there is something that you automatically are attracted to, and that's not necessarily the thing that brings you peace. There's a programming there that needs to be reprogrammed to move towards what you might not ordinarily move towards. To allow you that, because we've got the Nine of Cups here, which speaks to your wishes being fulfilled and that you have so much also to offer in life and to experience of yourself in life. And that's one thing to realize as well, that while you are in these dynamics where you don't show up fully, you never get to see who you truly are. You never get to experience the fullness of you, the girly giggle when somebody like actually gives you butterflies and all of those things. You don't get to experience it because you're just like, like you're just, you know, you're denying yourself the experience of experiencing you.
That one card, I'm cutting. This is so.
And it's confirmed by the Devil card in reverse. The Devil card speaks to our toxic patterns, our self-limiting beliefs, the ways that we self-sabotage, right? And so it's come out in reverse because it's saying you need to know, like this. All of this, like you need to know what it is that you do to keep yourself away from peace, because actually you know exactly how to feel peace. You know exactly what you need to do to feel peace. But the issue is that you're scared of feeling it because you're scared that one day you might lose it. And so it's easier to go into dynamics that feel chaotic. So you'll be like, well, I tried. When it's like, have you really tried, or have you stepped away from what could bring you that? And so the Two of Wands here is saying that when you are ready, the path is open for you, because you see she's there, she's looking cute, like the whole everything's open to her. Her horizons are there, everything's open to her, but you have to decide that you're ready for peace.
I need to compose myself. I'm so angry for her. Serious situation. Okay, so Red Border says liberties. Where have they gone in the middle of a pandemic? Report them.
Risking it all.
Okoye says, I would take the boy on holiday the day before the parents arrive, and I wouldn't tell anyone where we've gone, but I will tell his parents. That's your sister.
That's part of my family.
Jeff says, walking away silently hurts them even more.
Yeah.
No. I'm sorry, Jeff. Love you, but no. They need real pain. You know what, yeah? Someone told me, yeah, that sometimes you have to decide whether you enact the revenge or you let God. But you need to know when you do it. And I think that this is the case when you do it. Do you know what I mean? Not to put you on the spot or anything, but one of our members was their birthday. Is their birthday soon? Or tomorrow. So would you be able to sing happy birthday to them? Their name is Sim Simmer.
Simmer's birthday.
Simmer, you got the keys to my Bimmer.
Right, the girl named Sugar.
I love that. Okay. Okay. Shall I sing it in like soul style? Yeah.
Yeah. Unique twist.
Yes.
Happy birthday to you.
Ooh.
Happy birthday to you.
Happy birthday, dear Sim Simma. Happy birthday to you.
Come on, love that. Aunties could never Halloween special.
Okay.
Special. Guys, welcome. How are you all?
Why?
T1, that's a T1. I like the bit in the end. The bit in the back was like, who are you calling a bitch?
Okay.
Do you want to do that at work?
Not gracious K.
What did you say?
Gracious greatness.
Always say gracious K. Let's jump.
Do
You
I?
have said yes. You've always called
Gracious
it
K.
It's in your head.
And toes. Head, Caesar's voice of toes.
It's in your head.
My grace skank.
Right.
But it's gracious.
So what I would say is 2 hands.
I'm like, wait.
She goes.
I'm like, wait.
Jump in the middle and skank.
Show me how you get down. No.